Oh,
yeah. But I want to
the
talk
real
about that
estate
other
stuff.
thing. Yeah, and that's what I want to talk about because that's the thing. That's the low hanging fruit.
All right, you and I talk after. Okay.
Yeah, I have a.
So we going live or what?
Yeah, we are live.
No. Oh shit! All right, hey everybody. Buenos dias, or should I say buenas tardes?
Buenas tardes. I'll get this going on.
So yeah, Captain C's on the show live. Nothing stops us at DeFi Lunch.
Captain COVID, got the cough, got the sniffles, got the stomach. I mean the sneezes,
Impotence.
but
the impotence.
No.
No, yeah, I already had that, right?
No, never actually have had that. I don't have those little blue pills. I don't have the lifetime supply of little blue pills like you do. No, I'm
patch,
good.
You mean? I got the patch, dude. I got the blue
there
patch.
You go. Constant stream.
Patch your bone, man.
No, look,
I want to just point out to all the millennials here on the show, and Gen Zers, I'm not going after you because you guys are on the ball and show up on time. This guy shows up to work with COVID. Okay, of course it's virtual, so we're not contaminating anyone. He's not asking for an attaboy for showing up. He just shows up and does his job.
Wow,
that's
that
what we do.
Nice, Joe. Thank you. That's what we do. That's what we do. Yeah. I got that from my
nobody's
father,
paying us, but hey, what the fuck?
Exactly. Well, I mean, that comes from, our parents, right? Like my dad so my dad was like, look, somebody's paying you. You do the absolute best until you decide you don't want that paycheck anymore. You do whatever the fuck it takes to make that work be good, and he didn't fuck around with that shit. It was like, somebody's paying you. You do what you said you would do for that money. You don't jerk them around. So it's just kind of what, nobody's paying us for this, but
I don't know what we call it, but it is. Yeah. I started thinking
like a work ethic.
It's like,
and I think there are plenty of, but I think also I'm so impressed with the work ethic in this space in DeFi, and that's all ages.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's fucking all ages. These people are killing. So
yes, good and bad, of course. But no, my point is just that when you got that, like your parents were the son of Depression era parents. So
that's right.
There was different things that were taught.
36. So
something like that. Well, born in the Depression, let's put it that way. Depression kids.
Yeah.
What saved all those Depression kids from being poor? You know what that was? World War II, baby.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, buddy, you're freezing up a lot. I don't know if it's on my side, but I think.
Oh, wait, no, I got a VPN up over on the phone side. Hold on. Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah. Your audio's fine. It's just your video's freezing up.
Is that better?
Yes, sir. You're smooth.
Perfect.
You're flowing.
All right.
You're flowing. So I teased out a little bit something I want to talk about today. And you may have seen it in our group.
Your personal pronoun selection?
That's it. How'd you know? Dude, God, I'm so excited now.
Let me guess, you're going with he, him?
I'm going with it.
Other?
It. Just it. Oh, other. Alternative. Other. Yeah. No, I'm going with just it. My son and his friends, they take that shit very seriously, but I'm like, dude, there will never be I'm sorry, but there will never be a designation in my Twitter profile.
Yeah, I was in LinkedIn. I went back into LinkedIn the last couple of days, figured, well, might as well clean up my whatever's going on over there. And so I went in. Oh, yeah, we should be streaming to LinkedIn today, right?
No, because when I went to set it up, yours isn't available. I see it in the settings, but I can't add your feed into the show feed. I can only add it. Hold on. Let me open up another window of StreamYard. I tried last night when I was setting these up.
Yeah.
When I was setting up. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
I said we have Fubar as a guest tomorrow.
Oh, cool. Oh, good.
Yeah. Yeah, he's going to talk about his project Forte that he launched on Canto, the decks that he launched, the Solidly decks. And yeah, so you show up in the destinations, you're LinkedIn, but it won't let me, when I create a show, it won't let me use it as a destination.
Is there a cap on how many destinations we have?
No, but I mean, I can, when I create a new show, I can choose from like 5, and I only choose 4 at a time. I only choose LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch. I could probably stop doing Twitch. Nobody fucking watches this on Twitch, and Twitter. So I should be able to add, like right now I opened it up to edit it, and to add, it says add a new destination. But when I click that, it's like the thing to, oh, wait a minute. Let me see. Which one is you? Oh no, it's having me set up a whole new one. Yeah, it's having me logged into LinkedIn. It won't show me yours as available as an option to add to the stream. So I'll put in a help ticket after the show.
Okay, yeah, because maybe because it does go to LinkedIn and it makes me log in.
Yeah, it may be that when I create a show, I can only use the destinations that I authorized. I don't know. Anyway, we're boring the fuck out of everybody troubleshooting our feed. Okay, what do we got? Little bounce for Ethereum, $1,702 at the moment. Oh, I need to share a screen. Okay, here we go. Bitcoin treading water, but Ethereum, gave it back as I said it. Back up 1702. Play that trade, Joe. 1689 to 1702. But yeah, look, fears 25, blah blah blah. Everybody's kind of like just fucking hanging out, doesn't know what the fuck to do. That's why Canto's been a great distraction, because I don't even think about this shit most of the day. So yeah. No, I was looking at the ETH chart last night because, of course, reading tons of continuous ETH merge coverage, and I mean, I just it's hard the way everybody feels right now to be thinking that 3 or 4 days we were up 100% on ETH. Yeah, and we're up 50% on BTC, and we're still up like 70% on ETH, and we're still up like 30% on BTC. So I really think it's in that bottom. ETH I think is behaving a little bit differently because of the merge. I mean, BTC is definitely behaving this way, where we're just sitting there in that sideways thing, waiting to see what's going to happen. And I think with ETH, you're in a situation where, it's the gaming around the proof of work token. It's all the gaming around is. I actually heard someone on Forbes or Fortune call it the Y2K event of crypto, and I thought that was friggin' funny. Yeah. I wonder if it does just turn into like a nothing burger. A big nothing. Yeah. But I had kind of had that inclination at this point. Yeah, but it's better to be safe than sorry. Hell yeah. Y2K for a lot of the listeners was something in the turnover to the new millennium, where you had to actually come in. I think they had to go back and add another digit field or parameter for dates, because they didn't have it to where it could swing over to 2000, I think, or something like that. It was all ending at 1999. So they do some convoluted admin thing across every single, I guess, application. But so everything you see on ETH is sort of, to me, everybody's trying to see, is sell the news? Is it successful? What, this, that? I don't know. But all I know is that it will be eventually. I don't ever really sell the ETH unless it's in the 4,000s. Right. And then I tend to be accumulating back around now where it is between like 8 and 1,500. I've also, if it's hanging around the 3 to 5 range for a long time, I will go ahead and pick it up in the 2s. I mean, it just depends on what it's doing. So I don't really, I don't feel that bad. I think everybody's just looking for, everybody's trying to figure it out, basically. Yeah, exactly. Sort of my thing. So everybody has a lot of opinions, and you have to just make your own eventually. Yep, absolutely. I totally agree with you. My point is that you could be trading any of this stuff short term and also accumulating long term. Phantom, Matic, ETH, BTC, all of these are trading in ranges. So you can make money and you can grow stacks right now in those tokens, which is, if you've got cash on the sidelines, it's
probably a prudent move to put some of that into these ones you like when they're at the bottom of those ranges.
Absolutely.
Because the only thing you ever worry about is everything vaporizing and going to zero. But I just don't see that shit happening at all. So,
yeah,
I'm not that scared like that. But
I do have one
my
little
opinion.
I have one little new concern about Phantom.
Let's hear it.
Well, the guys at Phantom Alerts who built their entire, media wealth on Phantom have rebranded and are now moving to cover all of DeFi.
Wait, say that again? Say that again?
The channel called Phantom Alerts has been a cornerstone of the Phantom blockchain from the beginning. The guy who created it, built it, was the guy, right? He is the Phantom guy. And they announced last night that they are rebranding to become horizontally about DeFi, no longer Phantom, which to me says either hedging his bets or just trying to make more money by going broader, right? But, he's built an entire career on it. I think part of it is that he's seeing kind of liquidity dry up and volume dry up and maybe a little concerned, but I have no idea. But, at the end of the day, it's interesting that they're making that move over there.
Well, look, you can look at it another way too. With everybody coming out now, you and I have talked about this in the past. That I was just messing around in Phantom yesterday, and I was just going, God damn, how cheap these gas fees are. I mean, even like just undoing a liquidity pool, pulling liquidity out, which is usually the liquidity tokens, is usually the most pricey of the gas stuff. It's like, less than a couple of pennies. And doing anything beyond that, swapping is like, 0.001 or 0.0001 Phantom. And Phantom, let's say 30 cents. I mean, you figure it out. That's like fractions of a penny. So I think when you think of that, and then you think of this move now where everything is cross-chain, AMMs, and, all the protocols all the time, best prices, that Phantom has an opportunity here to be kind of like wouldn't it be cool if you could have your deposits, your stacks on Phantom, your wallets, let's say, but then be able to trade with those ultra low fees and hit stuff on all these other chains at once. So what I'm getting at is I kind of like the rebranding as like the DeFi hub myself. And I'm always Phantom
themselves is not rebranding, just that media channel.
Oh, well, I don't know about that. I mean, I like because I think Phantom could be the center of DeFi in my mind because of the speed obviously that Shizzy points out and the processing fees. It might be because, and I also always rag on the Halloween theme throughout everything because I just don't think institutional guys like to see that shit. But obviously retail, it's fun. I get it. But I think that, now you got to differentiate between Avalanche and Polygon and everything else. And, I'd be trying to look pretty damn institutional at this point myself, pretty solid. So I kind of, maybe I misread your comment, but I kind of think that that's sort of where I think it should go too, in a way. Obviously lots to do, and we're playing a long game here. But
but these guys aren't going here. This is their channel. So they're calling themselves, they're rebranding to something called Block Bytes, and they used to be FTM Alerts. But this was just channel that just published news and interviews with everything related to the Phantom ecosystem, right? And now they're going horizontal to all of DeFi, which on one hand, it's probably just a good strategy because they have connections all the way across the DeFi network. I get it. And, being in that vertical may be limiting to them in terms of revenue flow, I'm sure, for advertising or whatever they get money from. And they're great guys. I mean, I love watching their shows. I love interacting with them on Twitter, have a great time with them. But it also makes me a little nervous that maybe what they're also seeing is, hey, this is the time to move horizontally because projects and volume is moving out of Phantom. I haven't really checked, a lot of the numbers, but if we look at the chains, Phantom's down to 752 million. And let's see what the drop in overall TVL is over time. I mean, that's everybody had these drops through May, but they've gone from, in March let me get this window sized right. Then March at 10.52 billion, which is around the solidly time, to 752 million now. That's a pretty dramatic drop. Again, everyone's had a drop in TVL.
Well, if you look at that, everybody got gashed with the Terra stuff. So
of course, that's what I mean. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
It's everybody, but I think that I wish they had percentages for longer time frames, but I think that Phantom has had a more severe drop off in TVL, but I'm not sure.
Well, the only ones to compare Phantom to, in my mind, is it's all the ones right around it: Optimism, Solana, Polygon, and Phantom still is sitting at 584 million, but they got 256 protocols running, and
that's the positive. Yeah,
third or fourth on the list, just behind Ethereum, BSC, Polygon, then Phantom, then Avalanche.
Yeah, that's a lot of opportunity.
But I get it. Look, everybody's scrambling over audience right now.
Yep.
And I mean, I don't know how, again, Arbitrum, Optimism, Solana, I don't know how they compete on fees. I mean, I know the layer 2s are probably pretty cheap, but there's just something here, Phantom. Now, as the block bytes, I think it makes sense for them too to branch out at this point. I mean,
this is interesting. If you look at the 1 month TVL chain for the top 5, 10 by protocol, right? Of the top protocol? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by number. So I'm sorting by number of protocols, right? So what you were just looking at, Phantom is number 4, 752 million. Their TVL change, everyone else is up 9%, 10%, 15%, 50% for Avalanche, and 36% for Arbitrum. Solana's down, of course, because they're bleeding out. Only in that top 6, only Phantom is down over the month. Now, I think there's a ton of promise in this chain. I think the tech is great. I think the teams are great. Spirit Swap is killing it with version 2.0. I'm actually interviewing those guys next Tuesday. So I think there's a lot to be excited about on the Phantom chain. And frankly, a downtime like this is also an opportunity. It's an opportunity for somebody to come in and shore up and take over some volume and liquidity. But it's also, it's also a little dangerous. Eamon said, I started getting nervous about all the looming massive liquidations being larger than the liquidity on chain and pulled all my Geist loan out to ETH to ensure I didn't get wrecked by a price collapse. Yeah, it's a good point.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't be lending anything on Geist right now. That's for sure.
Eamon also said, I started getting nervous about all the looming massive. Oh, no, wrong one. Yeah, they did a network upgrade just after the solidly madness that helped fix the congestion and sequencing and caused gas to fall off a cliff. It's been awesome since then. Yeah, dude, I love executing on Phantom. It is so fast. Absolutely just phenomenal. That's Shizzy said. Phantom is so fast too. And I think all of those things bode well for Phantom. And I still think it's undervalued. And I think that has plenty of opportunity. I'm not saying doom and gloom. I just found it interesting that this Phantom dedicated media site that has made money, I assume, being a Phantom associated project, is shifting to a broader horizontal play. And I'm not reading anything.
That's the growth strategy move, though. That's the growth strategy.
Of course.
Move.
Yeah, that's what I said.
You would go to more chains. I wouldn't take that as a negative on Phantom at all. I would take it that they're making an independent business decision.
I agree that they probably are, and I think that's definitely how they would spin it. But I think I think if I were in their shoes, I would also say, hey, I'm going to hedge my bets, right? If I was a vertically oriented to Phantom, I'd be like, I should hedge my bets here. I really should broaden out and make sure that I'm covered across the board. But look, I'm interpreting. I am not getting quotes from anybody on this. So.
Well, I think it's both. Why would you sit there with a single point of failure when you see all this shit going on in the market, where if they do go down like somebody else, you're out of business. You definitely want to diversify and hedge your risk and go across multiple platforms and get more users.
Yeah.
You know, that's what you want. Block Bytes is a media property, right? I mean, that's all they do is generate awesome traffic, community, things like that. So the bigger communities are in the other chains right now. So I think it makes total sense.
Yeah, I get it. That's what I said.
Just got to execute at this point.
Shizzy said Phantom is building the FVM Phantom virtual machine too. They are building, and if you build it, they will come. Yeah, I didn't either. So that's good news. I'm going to check it out and research that.
Let me ask you a question.
John McAfee is still alive.
Hey, before we go off that topic, Brad, would those Phantom virtual machines, do they connect up with Ethereum virtual machines platforms?
Well, it's EVM compatible. I have no idea about that, what it is beyond that. I assume it must be
but
optimization.
It is EVM compatible. Okay. All right.
Oh, yeah. Everything on Phantom is EVM compatible.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. John McAfee's ex-girlfriend claims he faked his own death with pretend suicide after receiving a mysterious call in a Spanish prison. He faked his death in a Spanish prison. So there you go. I kind of hope it's not true. This guy's been
a flake ever since he sold McAfee for $20 million. Come on.
Well, he is. I firmly believe he's dead, and his actual wife believes he's dead. But you know, you never fucking know with this guy.
Look, he can't.
I'm not going to say what I'm thinking, but all I'm saying is the last thing we need is John McAfee back in the crypto space.
Look, this guy cannot survive without attention. He is a talker, an attender. He would be out there. He would not be able to maintain OPSEC.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. If he was really alive, he wouldn't be quiet, except for the prison sentences hanging over his head. Okay, I teased this out yesterday. Guess who's back? Guess he's back, and he's back in a big way.
I thought he was under some kind of investigation. I heard somewhere else.
I don't know, but the Dow is over it with him. Like fucking over it. This is the moment when the cult realizes that the spaceship's not coming. You know, that you know, the emperor wears no clothes. They are fed the fuck up with Daniele Sesta. Sesta Gali. So
God, I remember when you used to worship him. I remember when you loved Daniele Sesta.
I had a shit ton of respect for what he had built. Yeah. I don't deny that. And then he just fucked everybody with the most horrendous
stupid
management
moves possible.
Yeah, just fucking stupid. Just ego. Like it's always that, right? Niblet says,
you know, it's curious.
So say we all.
But you know, I get that there's a lot of autists. I think I don't know if he is or isn't. I thought he was. Somebody said it, but in software development. But you know, and I'm not trying to sound, I don't know what you would call it if you were being anti-autist, but I don't think unless you're surrounded with really good, strategic, stable advisors, I don't think they run companies very well. I'm sorry, I just don't.
Well, it depends. Some do, some don't. You know,
give me one who does.
Zuckerberg.
Well, yeah, but he's surrounded by world-class management. Surrounded by world-class management.
Well, of course, he's smart enough to surround himself with world-class management.
Yeah. Well, or the investors said you have to surround yourself with world-class management.
I mean, at the end of the day, Zuckerberg set up his deal. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. He's in total control. He has total control over that company. So the investors, the board, none of them matter because he has the votes. He is the votes. He's totally in control. He set up that deal when he was young, so that he.
No, I know. I remember when that all started.
Yeah,
we were all there, but
he's got the total control. Anyway,
so one. Okay, my point is that Daniele Sesta, and I can't stand Zuckerberg, so I'm not going to cave on that yet. But you know, the fact that all these guys are like, you know, manipulatable, I guess is the right thing. Is I think what does them in the end, because they trust everybody too much and believe people when they say stuff, which is just in business, everybody's friggin' lying. You know, I mean, that's just the thing they don't get.
I think the other problem is he buys his own bullshit and he thinks he can do no wrong, and that he isn't to be held accountable. And this is a really kind of strangely done proposal, but essentially what they're doing in this proposal, that they've put up for a vote. It had over 85% support when I looked last night. Is say essentially to him handling for multiple components of his personality and activity that they're not putting up with his shit anymore. So he continually has repeated periods of extended absence. Says he's going to be around every day, going to be in the DAO, going to work with the DAO, blah, 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 and then disappears for a month and a half. So that's one.
That doesn't work.
Number two, he just added a fucking mystery signer to the multisig, who then authorized transferring funds, and refused to tell anybody who the fuck it is. Like, just refuses. And then tells the DAO that if they elect another multi-sig signer to it, then they have to take out another elected multi-sig as opposed to Danielle's friends and unelected mystery signers. So number two.
Wait. So let me ask a question. So on a multi-sig wallet, one person has the authority to add members to the multi-sig wallet?
Well, it depends on who is voting on the wallet. If he's the other three unelected people and he just adds another wallet address to the multi-sig, then yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying. So he doesn't really have a multi-sig wallet.
Obvious. Yeah. I mean, something is going on there.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is just such fucking due diligence 101. You know, if one person can add people to the, say, triumvirate multi-sig wallet, that's a fucking red flag in a big way.
Absolutely.
So why isn't the community in there bitching about that at the beginning?
They are basically saying
right?
this is I mean, at the beginning, they didn't give a shit. They trusted it. Daniel could do no wrong. I mean, even after all of the colossal fucking mistakes, like colossal, not telling the community about Sifu, not disclosing shit, fucking up the goddamn buys that he was supposed to do when it crashed because he had his phone on sleep mode. I mean, just incompetent move after incompetent move after incompetent move. Right. Ignoring the will of the DAO when he put up proposals for vote. I mean, just over and over again, they're saying, what the fuck, dude, without trying to say what the fuck, but saying what the fuck. Basically, they're calling him to task. Following governance, again, he's ignoring multiple votes by the DAO and implementations. Niblet says the space attracts these folks. Why be just the head of a business when you can be the head of an entire economy? So I love that.
Yeah, I agree. 100%.
He has disclosed nothing about the bet swap deal that Wonderland supposedly invested in, has changed his story about the structure of the deal over and over again. Nobody knows how much they own a bet swap. Nobody knows what they're supposed to get. They were supposed to get airdrops and dividends, and everybody got like this tiny speck of airdrop and nothing else. And he keeps avoiding it and doesn't disclose it. Here it is. There's much concern that you are actively positioning the multi-sig to maintain unilateral control over the treasury through associates. So they're calling him on it. Multi-sig not acting in an efficient manner. And he's not disclosing or discussing how to handle it. They have voted on and approved actions by the DAO, and the multi-sig is not executing those actions, including, I think, selling off some of the CVX they had. Yeah. Selling off WIP 14.1 was to sell off the CVX that the DAO had, and he just hasn't done it. Unprofessional behavior, bombastic attitude, nasty attacks on the members of the people who are assigned and are paid in some way to manage the community in Discord. He's just been nasty, an asshole to everybody when they're asking him questions, ignores their questions, doesn't help answer questions for the community, et cetera, et cetera. He has never gone forward with the promise he made to personally reimburse everyone that got liquidated because he slept through the cascading liquidations and didn't buy up to shore up the price. Just keeps ignoring them. Says he's going to do it and then doesn't do it. It's not a DAO problem, but it is an image problem for the DAO. There was something related to the bribes deal, and I didn't climb into this, but all kinds of issues. He's constantly trying to merge Abracadabra and Wonderland. They don't want to merge with Abracadabra. Abracadabra doesn't want to merge with them, but he keeps trying to do it. He keeps ignoring everyone telling him to shut up. He has personal debt of $130,000 at Abracadabra. Keeps claiming he's going to pay it, but he hasn't. Not being honest about current allocations, who has the tokens, who doesn't have tokens, who has time, who has memo, who has WMemo among his associates, among the team and him. So they're pissed. Let's see what the current results are. 93% support it out of 90 voters, 7% don't. That's what I mean by this is when they realize the spaceship's not coming to save them.
So let me ask a question. When they approve this, what happens?
Nothing. It means they're making a demand, but there's no teeth to it, right? They're demanding that he respond formally to all of these things, but he's got them by the balls because he has control over the multi-sig, right? So what the fuck? If he says, fuck you, I'm not answering, what are they going to do? Now, the downside to him doing that is everybody says, fuck it, I'm dumping everything. I'm
dumping.
Yeah, right. So, and frankly, what I would do if I were they, I would also say I'm dumping all my abracadabra and getting out of that protocol. Like I'm out. Dump your mem, whatever. I mean,
yeah, these aren't going anywhere. If you're holding on thinking this shit's coming back, it's not.
Not with him in charge.
I would dump. Well, there's so many other things going on, and this shit. At best case, this turns into another fucking Cardano, or a zombie play.
Yeah.
So it's better to just find something new and move on and get out of all the toxicity here. This guy's under Interpol investigation. They are coming for him. And
wow, let's be. I mean, I don't have.
No, I've heard that. Actually. I've heard that from.
I know, but I'm just
sources.
saying let's be careful that we don't have that in writing anywhere from like Interpol or anything. So.
No, I don't have a letter.
Yeah,
but I have seen other people talk, and I've heard other people talking about.
Me too.
That.
As have I. Yeah, let's say that we've heard other people talking about it, but we don't.
Well, that's all we do. We just put out opinions here on the show. We say this constantly, Brad. So you don't have to correct me on that. The point is, the guy is going down, and you don't need to stick around lingering with this shit show. Move on.
Yeah, I totally agree. Let's see what else. Oh, yeah, I tweeted, this is the moment when the cult figures out there's no spaceship coming to lift them to the heavens. So op-ed in Forbes today, senior contributor Rosalind Layton, Gary Gensler resign. Basically, she says, this is just a playpen for you and your Wall Street buddies. You're not doing anything to help anybody or protect anybody. I'll put a link in the show notes, but calls him out. Basically says, get the fuck out, dude. You're not doing.
Yeah, I'm sure he really gives a fuck what this third-rate commentator wants to say.
He doesn't give a shit.
He doesn't give a shit, and the Wall Street guys don't give a shit either. I mean, you got to remember that at one point, before the Department of the Treasury was created, I want to say 1900 something, right in that range, that there was a bank in D.C. called Riggs National Bank, and it was the Treasury. It's gone now. But all those Wall Street banks, before they put in the central bank in 1904, 1911 or something like that, they all operated on their own and they all ran the U.S. government treasury. Yeah. So to think you're ever going to get them out of there,
no,
it's never going to happen.
No,
this guy's
the only way,
though. I agree.
Yeah. Look, I mean, at the end of the day, the only way is to have someone in there that's like, tries to say fuck you to the Wall Street guys, but to control the levers of our economy. I mean, it's exactly what you're talking about. You can't say fuck off to all the Wall Street people. It's not a reality. So you have to figure out how you're going to work with them and try to do some level of reform if you're a reformer that comes in. He's not going to resign, but I just found it interesting that Forbes is going to publicly call him out like that. So,
anyway. What I like about it though, Brad, is from a standpoint of, what we would say one of the top 3 to 5 maybe business publications in the U.S. is having, you could see that their readership is crypto active. And they see that it's a technology for the future. And they what does everybody become wanting is firm guidelines. What can we do and what can't we do? I don't know as an answer. Just makes everybody go cowboy it and take some shots. And, that's the rule breaking, I guess. But it's not really rule break or law breaking. It's just, if there's no rules, how could you break rules? Yeah. You just go do it and let the courts figure it out. So, but he's not the right guy for it. He doesn't really, to me, he's
rear window enforcement or forensic enforcement doesn't position us for the crypto long game.
Yeah.
And that's what we need to be doing right now. Oh, this looks interesting. The new Howey test. What was that?
Yeah. So she says Gensler did further subterfuge at the 2021 Aspen Security Forum by falsely claiming that Howey is a 3-part test when it is in fact 4. This rewrite of history conveniently eliminates Howey's critical 4th prong of investment contract, which, if included, contradicts the SEC's invented legal theory in Ripple and Library. The SEC, those are, Library is the other crypto that guy who's running for Senate in New Hampshire started. It's a video social media tool that launched a token. They're going after him. He's fighting them. The SEC under Gensler disrespects Congress and the courts and imperils investors and innovators. Gensler is leading himself and the SEC into ruin. He should resign now to avoid further damage. Hard to argue.
Maybe that's his whole objective.
Well,
the
maybe
second
so.
sentence. Because the SEC is, it's the antagonist of Wall Street. It's the one that tells them they're breaking rules and throws them in jail. I mean, you want a neutered SEC if you're, wanting to maximize your maneuverability on Wall Street. So, and he is Gary Goldman. So,
exactly.
Not that there's been a lot of Goldman Sachs guys rolling through Treasury, for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
But this guy seems to be the guy who's had this joke at like the big E&Ys and the big investment banks and any of these big companies that the cream doesn't rise to the top.
Yeah.
The cream leaves and starts its own company. So when you get somebody at the top of these organizations, they're usually the yes person, the water cooler, bullshitter, chatter upper. They're not really the knife in the backer too. They're usually that, but they're not really the innovative visionary leader types. They're the administrators.
Exactly.
And so, so at the top, you don't have the people making bold choices. And I think that you need someone more like that to reposition the SEC, because you see Congress is taking away their authority, giving it to the CFTC and giving it to FDIC and more to Treasury in general around crypto. So
this is interesting. This is very focused on crypto, by the way. Like over and over again in here. It's most of this piece is. This is interesting right here. And I guess I'm going to have to fucking get a Wall Street Journal subscription. I really don't want to. But Gensler attempting to resurrect his once darling profile, offered in a Wall Street Journal op-ed that the SEC treats crypto like the rest of the capital markets, that laws protect investors even with new technologies, and at its toughest, the SEC is merely regulating risky crypto lending products. His statement would be true if the SEC had a simple set of rules for all assets. It does not. For the SEC to regulate cryptocurrency lawfully, Congress must instruct the SEC to do so, and the SEC would then conduct a due process inquiry, rulemaking, and finally commission vote. Gensler's piece was apparent face-saving from a blistering takedown of his cryptocurrency confusion by law professor J.W. Verrett earlier in the same medium. So that's another Wall Street Journal piece. I'm going to have to get a subscription, I guess, to read this shit, because I really want to read the takedown of Gary Gensler in the Wall Street Journal.
Yeah, so I've got Washington Post and New York Times. So why don't you get Wall Street Journal?
I will. I've got Times. I don't have Post. Good. You can start giving me your Post shit.
Yeah, so absolutely.
Awesome. Okay. I want to wrap up here quickly because I got to get on a doctor at 1 and want to talk to you after the call, but I'm going to reach out to her and see if we can get her on the show. I think that'd be fun. The woman that wrote the Forbes article. She's the one that wrote the Forbes piece.
Oh yeah, excellent. Yeah, let's get her on.
So, did you see this video of the yacht sinking?
Is this an oligarch yacht?
No, 7.8 million yacht. I think Italy. But I tweeted out. Zhu Su, is this you?
No, it reminds me of that scene in Wolf of Wall Street when they're trying to get out from Portofino to over to like Nice to get to that Swiss bank account. And they're railing down and they're in like giant. It's weird. I didn't really think the Mediterranean got that choppy where it's sinking, 100-foot plus yachts out there. But that's what kind of happens in that movie.
9 people got off. So it's good. They got everybody off safely. But I haven't had a reply from Shuzu yet.
Now that's what you call a shitty day.
Oh,
No, I didn't see a helicopter on the back, so it's not a real yacht. But
so I don't know if you're aware of this whole BitBoy thing. You know who BitBoy is, right?
I don't really know all these people, but I have heard a lot of them
YouTube
before,
personality, has made a lot of money shilling shit. You know, people have tracked his wallet and shown all the times he shilled shit and then dumped, you know, within 3 hours after shilling it, so that all his people that went in to buy it and pumped up the price made him money, blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, he's
a pumping number. Okay.
Well, yes and no. I don't think it's quite that extreme, but there have been occasions in the past. I've read some of the stuff since then that he's written in some of the videos he's talked about and said where, you know, look, he made some mistakes and fucked up, blah, blah, blah. I don't know all the details of it, but here's the funny fucking thing. This guy Atozi did a video basically saying scammer, shiller, blah, 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 pump and dump, all of that shit, right? So BitBoy sued him, okay? BitBoy sues Atozi, and then Atozi goes on Twitter and says, hey guys, I need a legal defense fund because I don't have any fucking money. Can people help me out? Kobe yesterday goes, yeah, hold on. Let me get home. All right, I'll send you $100K. Send him $100K. Within like 30 fucking minutes, this guy goes onto his YouTube channel and announces he's dropping the lawsuit.
And then Atozi says, and I'm filing a lawsuit today.
Well, Atozi said, until you say you're dropping it with prejudice, I'm not. And then he did this whole he's like, oh yeah, Kobe gave him 100,000. I didn't think this would become public. I'm like, you're so full of shit. You were trying to intimidate and scare that fucking guy, and you knew it would go public. And what a piece of shit. So,
hey, you know, one thing he is saying there, you did see that article on MasterCard and Binance, right?
I did. I saw that.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
That was a big user adoption thing. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Sean says Kobe is a legend. Kobe is like one of the best human beings in crypto. Like just an awesome, you know, straightforward, no holds barred, but very, you know, even keeled with how he interacts with people. Just, I love the guy. Absolutely love the guy.
Well, look, if you're standing up there and you're shilling tokens that people are giving you or you're investing in before you talk about it, I mean, that's fucking securities fraud. I'm sorry. It's just, it's security. Yeah. It's investment fraud. Yeah. Let's not get into security versus whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I'm surprised these guys survive if you could track the wallets like that. I mean, that's why honestly, nobody's ever paid me a cent for this show. I've never gotten a single token for this show. Done nothing. So to me, whatever
I should probably give you some of that. I get paid every time I shill them.
Yeah, I'm like the one uncorrupt person out there in the world. Not really. But no, it's
Sean says don't fuck with the OGs. At the pub says don't fuck with the OGs. It's absolutely right. You know,
but the fact is that all these, I mean, obviously it's hard to be perfect in this when you're talking about things, but the fact that people brag about it, like there was another one who was bragging about, he was a concert promoter and now he's an influencer of some type and he's talking about stopping and his wife is like, no, don't, we're making so much money off of this. You know, it's just like,
yeah,
I don't know. You just shouldn't, it's bad form to talk about it. Number one, if you're grifting all these fuckers, you shouldn't be talking about it.
Well, one of the things that came out was that he had a sheet that it was like, and he says it was only for a short time and he killed it. So, you know, I'm trying to be fair, right? So he had a sheet that was basically 30 grand to talk about your project in a video, right? So, and that's what Atozi was bringing up. And he claims that all he wanted Atozi to do was either edit the video where he claimed he was a scammer or pull the video was all he was trying to do with the lawsuit. So I just want to be, you know, sure that I put out kind of his viewpoints. Last thing I need is to hire a fucking attorney to deal with his cease and desist letter. So, you know, I just want to make sure we balance the
that'd grow our viewership though, would be in the news in a legal battle with
all I want is Kobe to send me $100 grand.
No, we just want all of his listeners to defect from him and come to our show.
Yeah, I retweeted this the other day. This was yesterday. This was funny as shit. Where was it? I'm trying to remember who tweeted this. Hold on a second. This is funny. I got lots of nice words about COVID today. It was very nice. But I want to find that tweet. Where the fuck is it? Boop, 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 boom, boom, boom. Oh, it was so funny. Damn it. Damn it. All right. Well, I can't do this all day.
Yeah, I saw talk about Cardano there. I was curious what they were saying, but
it was me going off about Canto passing Cardano temporarily yesterday in TVL.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hold on. I got more shit. I got to find this tweet.
Sean says he'll send
Here
you
it is.
100K.
Here it is. This was brilliant. Oh, wait. Here it is. CL says,
you hear that?
After being here for 2 cycles and losing it all, maybe like 5 times, here are some tips to overcoming loss in a bear market. 1, risk management. Don't take too much risk. 2, follow smart money because it's smart. 3, get sued by BitBoy and then wait for Kobe to donate.
Sean said he'll tell you $100,000 for you to call BitBoy a scammer.
Here it is. Don't careful, Sean. I'll do it. BitBoy is a scammer. There you go, Sean. I'm kidding. I don't expect you to send me $100,000. You can send
Where's that show wallet? Where's that show wallet?
Yeah, that show wallet. I love that boy. He's good.
Show money.
All right. What else we got? Do I have anything else? Or are we wrapping it up? Because this was some of the stuff that was fucking hilarious about the BitBoy thing, right? So BitBoy in his lawsuit says that his emotional state is fragile. He suffers from anxiety because of the video that Atozi did about him, blah, 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 how depressed he is, how sad he is, how anxiety stricken he is. And then when everybody starts beating the shit out of him yesterday, he's stupid enough to tweet, when will folks figure out everything you try to do to hurt me only helps me? This has to be so frustrating. I just keep winning and the wins are only about to get bigger. Like there were all of these quotes yesterday when people beating up on him with him saying nothing hurts me, nothing bothers me after his lawsuit is like, so everybody started saving the tweets yesterday going, yep, just forward those to the attorney. He's done. So it's funny.
Yeah, no, this is where, when everything you say and do is a public record.
Yeah.
Pretty hard to win lawsuits.
Exactly.
Did you guys drag him out in the hall and tell him it to his ear where nobody can hear it? You can say whatever you want.
Exactly. That's all I got, Joe. I'm tired, man. Body aches. I'm gonna take a nap this afternoon if I get the opportunity.
Go whip up that CBD margarita, and that'll help you out a lot, man.
I'm waiting for my doctor to put in some prescriptions, man. I want some drugs. Some drugs.
Do they give drugs for COVID?
Yeah, antivirals, monoclonal antibodies, all kinds of.
Oh, those things, yeah. But you don't look like you look like you're.
Yeah, but I'd like to head it off.
You're a bit of a pussy, though. I know you want to. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. You're in rare fucking form today, Chumley. I'll just boot you from the call.
I'm just fucking with you, man.
I know you are, buddy.
No, you'll be okay.
All right, everybody. We love you and appreciate you.
You're sitting in a multi-billion year, or excuse me, an organisms that's been engineered over tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of years to defeat these things. Yes. So your odds are your body will heal itself if you just take care of it.
Yeah, I read this real story about the baby formula shortage and what happened. It was actually a plant in Michigan kept shipping fucking baby formula with this bacteria in it that was killing babies. And it's
was this the meningitis thing?
Yeah, well, it was meningitis and all kinds of shit that it causes. And Similac represents 20% of the fucking supply. And it took the FDA like another year to fucking finally shut them down and didn't prepare for it. And so then all of the other plants are trying to keep up and they can't. So it was actually not even a supply chain issue, except for the fact that the plant making 20% of the supply was shut down because they were killing babies.
Because it was contaminated.
Yeah.
Hey, there's some documentaries on NPR or whatever, or PBS on like when they first started all the food processing companies like Kellogg and cereal. When people went from the farm to the city and somebody had to send them food, the processed food industry showed up. And when you read about what that was like at the beginning, when there was no regulation, I mean, it's that scary ass.
What was that book about? There was a famous book that got all the regulation
Sinclair
in place.
Lewis?
It was about the meat industry. Like, everybody out. They were like, what the fuck?
It was a muckraker book. It was
any of the intellectuals out there can tell me, Sean, Niblitz, Eamon, what the hell?
I know the names at the top of everybody's head right now. Sinclair Lewis. I think it was Sinclair Lewis, right?
Yeah.
I got
Main Street, Signet Classics.
I don't know.
I'll fab it for you. I mean, I got his bios all here. I just got to see what book they're talking about.
Maybe it wasn't him.
There's another one. Yeah, I always mix him up with somebody
It
else.
was around the jungle.
The Jungle. Yes, that's
Jungle.
it. Mucker
And you were
book.
Upton Sinclair.
Upton Sinclair. That's right. Thank you.
Well, you had more of it than I had. I couldn't remember the person or the book, but I knew it was turn of the century. That's all I knew. Or the previous turn of the century.
Yeah, when I started looking at Sinclair Lewis being born in 1885, I was like, this might not be the right guy.
Yeah, Upton Sinclair died 1968. So
yeah, fabulous. In the Jungle. I mean, it's required reading in American high school, but I seem to remember reading it in high school.
Yeah, it was for a time, no longer.
Yeah, because now the corporates are benevolent gods.
Yeah.
The true ruling class.
Niblets knew it, though. Look, he posted it. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for listening and watching. Thank you, Niblets, Sean, Eamon, Shizzy, everybody who are participating and, bringing your big brains to our smooth brains hosting the show. Couldn't do it without you. We appreciate y'all being here. If you have any thoughts, suggestions, feedback, critiques, ideas for guests, B05 Crypto on Telegram and Twitter, B05 Crypto on Telegram and Twitter. Please rate and review us. Just take 3 minutes. Head over to Apple Podcasts. Do a search for Apple Podcast Mission DeFi and give us a rating and a review. Subscribe over there. Really helps to boost our presence so we can keep making the big money shilling projects on the show for $30,000 a pop. Right, Joe?
Yeah, we need to work on this monetizing thing. I thought you said you had that under control.
Yeah.
I'm not getting any money.
No, I do have it under control. It's exactly how it should be.
I'll start working on it.
No,
Brad does the heavy lifting on all the admin operation stuff for this, everything. It's a gift gig for me because I just have to show up and talk after, an hour of doing what I do anyhow. So I like it.
Potential opportunities and actually show ideas. But anyway, thank you everybody for listening. Please rate and review us. Please hit this little subscribe bell on your YouTube channel if that's where you're watching. Follow us on Twitter and click that bell for notifications. We appreciate you. Tomorrow, Big Brain Fubar coming in. We're going to talk about the merge. We're going to talk about why he is putting a huge amount of effort building Forte, the DEX on Canto. Love this guy. He's just brilliant, dude. I can't wait to chat with him. Highly respected. When I tweeted out he was coming on the show, like the fucking retweets were off the chain. So everybody tune in tomorrow at noon to hear from Fubar. It's going to be his show tomorrow. Thank you very much, Joe. Hope you have a great afternoon. Love and appreciate all of you. Have a good day.
Yeah, you too, buddy. And